Good morning, all. Myself, Kalai Chelvi, working as Assistant Professor Selection Grade 1 in Department of CSE, Erode Sengundra Engineering College. In previous video, we have discussed the Boolean algebra and Boolean function basic definitions and how to minimize the Boolean function and how to take complement for a Boolean function. So in this video, we are going to cover Boolean function types and how to convert the Boolean function from one form to another form. Boolean function is described by an algebraic expression called Boolean expression, which consists of binary variables, constants 0 and 1, and the logic operation symbols. So simply we can say the Boolean Boolean expression or Boolean function is a combination of binary variables and the values or the binary variable can take the values zeros and ones with logical operations. Logical operations, the basic operations and or not. Binary variable may be any alphabet X, Y, Z or ABC. Those variables can take the values either 0 or 1. So it is nothing but the combination of the variables and the logical operations. The variable take the values 0 and 1. What are the types of Boolean function? So it is basically two types. One is the canonical form and another one is the standard form. And the canonical form is further classified into sum of min terms and product of max terms. And the standard form is further classified into sum of product and product of sum. So first we will discuss canonical form. After that we will discuss the standard form. Canonical form. So for an n variable, if the Boolean function consists of n variable, or in general if we are having n variable, then the total number of min terms for that n variable is 2 power n. And the combination of the values will be, the min term combinations will be which takes the values from 0 to 2 power n minus 1. The same should be followed for max term also. For example, if you are having a number of variables as 3, the value of n is equal to 3, and the total number of min terms for this 3 variable is 2 power 3, it is equal to 8. 2 power 3 is 8. So totally we will be having 8 min terms. And what are the combinations of those min terms? Or combinations of the min terms or from 0 to 2 power n minus 1. 2 power n. N is 3 here. So 2 power 3. 2 power 3 is 8. 8 minus 1, 7. From 0 to 7 values that can be written in the variable format. So we have to include instead of zeros and ones, we have to represent it with the variables. So for the 3 variables, there are 8 min terms which takes the values from 0 to 7. For example, for 0, for 0 can be represented as 0 0 0 in 3-bit, because we are considering the number of variables as 3. So it is 0 0 0. So that 0 0 0 can be represented as x dash, y dash, z dash. So we have to consider 3 variables. So that 000 can be represented in terms of a expression that can be expressed as x dash, y dash, z dash. And similarly for 7 can be represented in 3-bit representation as 1 1 1. So for that 1 1 1, we can have the min term representation as x, y, z. So this is the thing we have to consider for min term and max term. So in general, min term is nothing but an AND term. So it is an AND term, or otherwise it is said to be a standard product. And max term is said to be an OR term, or otherwise called as standard sum. Each max term is the complement of its corresponding min term and vice versa. So if you are taking a complement of max term, then that gives the min term. If suppose we are taking complement of min term, that gives the max term. So already we discussed that the canonical form is classified as sum of min terms and product of max terms. So simply we can remember that the min term is an AND term. AND term is x, y, z in that way, x dot y dot z. That is, and that can be considered as an example. And max term is nothing but an OR term. OR term can be represented as x plus y plus z. Plus is there. In between that variables we are representing with plus. So that is an OR term. So x plus y plus z. That is a max term example. Okay. Next, here is an example table. This shows the min terms and max terms for 3 binary variables. We have discussed here, that is briefly explained here. So 3 variables, we are considering 3 variables x, y, z. So whose binary values are represented as 0 to 7. The binary combinations can be represented as 0 to 7. The number of rows for this 3 variable will be 8 rows. And how can we represent the min term for these 3 variables and max term for these 3 variables? See here, x, y, z is 0, 0, 0. So 0, 0, 0 means it can be represented as x dash, y dash, z dash. So in min term, this 0 takes the complement value x dash, y dash, z dash, and it can be designated as m naught. So this is a 0, 000 is binary representation of decimal 0. So we can give the subscript value as 0 here. Similarly for 001, it is x dash, y dash, z. So here 0 is a complement term and 1 is a true term, right? So x dash, y dash, z, this is simply represented as m1, and we have to follow for all the remaining things. Here we are having 1, 1, 1. x, y, z is 1, 1, 1. So we can represent the term as x, y, z. See here, all the variables are combined with dot here. So that only we have discussed in the previous slide. It is an min term is obtained from an AND term. So it is AND term, right? And this is simply represented as m7. Simply represented as m7. So this is the thing about min term. And for the same 3 variable, we can represent the max term. So for this 0, 0, 0, it is represented as x plus y plus z. So it is complement to each other. Already we have discussed that min terms and max terms are complement to each other. So here we represented as x dash, y dash, z dash. That is 0 is considered as the complement term and 1 is represented as the true term. So it is considered as opposite for max term. So here 0 is considered as true term, 1 is considered as complement term, right? So for 0, 0, 0, it is represented as x plus y plus z, and it is simply represented as capital M naught. See the difference, max term is capital M naught, min term is small m naught. The subscript values are same, but the variable used here is a small m, here is a capital M. Min terms are represented with small m representation, max terms are represented with capital M representation. So all remaining all are followed in the same way. So for 1, 1, 1, so it is x dash plus y dash plus z dash. So it is designated as capital M7, and it is a sum term. So in the previous slide we have discussed it is an OR term. OR term is nothing but the sum term. It is called as a standard sum. So the variables are grouped by an OR operator. So it is an OR term. OR term, and min term is an AND term, right? Similarly, we can write the min terms and max terms for 2 variable, 4 variable, 5 variable. For any number of variables, we can able to write the min terms and max terms. So next is sum of min terms. So actually, we want to know the main difference between the sum of min terms, that is the canonical form and the standard form. So in this canonical form, each and every term consists of all the variables. It may be either in sum of min term or product of max term. All the terms consist of all the variables. So that thing you have to remember. So all the terms consist of all the variables. That is the thing you have to remember in canonical form. Whereas in standard form, the terms will not consist of all the variables. Some variables are missing there. So we'll discuss in the later slides about the standard form. So remember that the canonical form, in canonical form, it may be either a sum of min term or it may be a product of max term. All the terms should consist of all the variables. Okay, right. So next we'll discuss this sum of min terms. So generally we are having a truth table here. So this truth table we have consider an example truth table, and what are the sum of min terms is, so this, all the 3 x, y, z are considered as the input variables and f1 is the output, right? So in this f1 output, which are all the min terms having 1. See here, so this is 1, this is 1, this is 1. So the min terms having 1 have to be grouped so that forms the sum of min terms. And the product of max term, how we are forming the product of max term is, which are all the min terms that is having the function f1 as 0. Those things have to be considered for product of max term, right? So from this truth table we can express a min term for each combination of variables that produces a 1 in a Boolean function, and then taking the OR of all those terms. We have to consider 1 in the output function, and we have to combine all the min terms. We have to combine all the min terms by taking OR. Right, this is sum of min terms. See here, so f1 is equal to, sum of min terms is written as f1 is equal to, so this is 1. So the corresponding min term is 0, 0, 1. 0, 0, 1 is nothing but x dash y dash z. So it is represented here x dash y dash z. And the next one is here, the corresponding min term is 1, 0, 0. 1, 0, 0 is x y dash z dash. So it is represented here x y dash z dash. And the next one is here, and the corresponding min term is 1, 1, 1, that is x y z. It is represented here. So all the min terms are ORed here. We are having a plus operator here, so it is ORed. So this x dash y dash z is represented as the min term designator. It can be represented as m1, small m1, and this x y dash z dash can be represented as m4, and x y z can be represented as m7. So the sum of min terms is this one. f1 is equal to m1 plus m4 plus m7. And how can we find the product of max terms from this truth table? So we have to consider the output Boolean function minterms whose values or the function output value should be 0 here. So here is 0, here is 0, here is 0, here is 0, here is 0. For 5 minterms we are having the 0 value. So directly we can't write the product of max term. First what we have to do is we have to take the we have to consider it as a complement function. So f1 dash. So f1 dash can be written as, we have to consider the Boolean function whose value is zeros. That minterm have to be considered here. So here is 0, the corresponding minterm is 0 0 0, it is x dash y dash z dash, it is considered here. And here is a 0, so it is 0 1 0, 0 1 0 is nothing but x dash y z dash. And here is 0, this minterm is 0 1 1, so it is x dash y z. And here is 0, that minterm is 1 0 1, it is x y dash z, and this 0, it is x y z dash, right? So this Boolean function is considered as f1 dash. So we already discussed that if you are representing a Boolean function, always the Boolean function have to be represented as a true function. We should not consider a complement function. So in order to convert this complement function as true function, we have to take complement on both sides. We have to take complement on both sides. So this becomes f1 dash whole dash, and the thing which is on the right side, all the thing is considered as, we have to take complement here. See here. So it is, we have to take complement on both sides. So this can be represented as f1 dash whole dash, and all the remaining thing on the right side is considered as, we have to take complement on right side also. So this can be considered as a plus all the terms, this term is considered as a, this is b, this is c, this is d, this is e. So by applying De Morgan's law, this a plus b plus c plus d plus e, the whole dash can be written as a dash dot b dash dot c dash dot e dash dot d dash dot e dash. And again we have to take complement, we have to apply De Morgan's law so that we can have the terms. So here I will explain for this term only. So this f1 dash whole dash can be written as f1. f1 dash whole dash can be written as f1 by the Boolean algebra and Boolean theorem we have discussed in the previous video. X dash whole dash is x. In that way it is f1 dash whole dash is considered as f1. So this term becomes, by applying the De Morgan's law, the first term x dash y dash z dash becomes x dash y dash z dash whole dash. It becomes like this. So we have to apply the De Morgan's law. So this term becomes like this. Next, this plus becomes dot here. This plus becomes dot, and this term becomes x dash y z dash whole dash. Then dot x dash y z the whole dash. Dot x y dash z the whole dash. Dot x y z dash whole dash. Right? So I will explain for first time only, that that should be considered for the remaining thing also. So this x dash y dash z dash whole dash becomes, again we have to apply De Morgan's law here. So this x dash becomes x dash whole dash. This becomes x dash whole dash, and here is a dot. This dot becomes plus, and the next variable is y dash. That becomes y dash the whole dash, and here is a dot. That dot becomes plus, and z dash whole dash. z dash whole dash. So this x dash whole dash is x plus y dash whole dash is y plus z, right? So this becomes a max term. So this x dash y dash z dash becomes as x plus y plus z. Okay. So what is this x plus y plus z? So we have discussed the min term and max term table. We have discussed that. So x is considered as a for max term. So this x is considered as 0 and y is considered as 0 and z is considered as 0. So if you are having 3 zeros, we can represent it as capital M0, right? So here we have got the max term M0. Similarly, for the other thing also we have to follow the same thing. We have to apply De Morgan's law. By applying the De Morgan's law, this product term becomes sum term. Okay, that is the min term becomes the max term. That is we are taking complement. We are taking complement already. We have discussed that the complement of max term is min term. Min term complement is max term that we have discussed. So here take complement for this min term, that becomes a max term here, right? So this sum of product of max terms is f1 is equal to m0 dot m2 dot m3 dot m5 dot m6. Okay, so this is a product term. Dot represents an AND operation. Here the plus represents an OR operation. So simply this can be written as for sum of min terms, we can represent this as summation of 1, 4, 7. 1, 4, 7. So this is sum of min terms. What about this product of max terms? We can represent it as pi. So here we are representing summation. So because we are having an OR operator here, so it is represented as summation. Here we are having an AND operator. AND operator is the product terms. The max terms are product here. So product of max terms is considered. So we have to represent a symbol as pi. Pi of 0, 2, 3, 5, 6. 0, 2, 3, 5, 6. So this is about the sum of min terms and product of max terms. So next, conversion between canonical forms. So conversion between canonical form. So here is a truth table given. From the truth table we have found the sum of min terms and product of max terms directly. So next is how to convert from one form to another form. That is how to convert from one canonical form to another canonical form. One canonical form is from sum of min terms to product of max terms. So it is given with a Boolean function. Example is considered. The Boolean function is f is equal to xy plus x dash z. So in the previous slide we have discussed the example that is directly given with the truth table. Here it is given with a Boolean function or Boolean expression. So for this Boolean function we can form the truth table here. So for we have to form the truth table here. So this is the truth table. So the intermediate terms are missed here. They have considered only the input variables and the output Boolean function. So the intermediate terms are missed here. So if we want, we can include that. So for finding f, we have to first find what is xy. So we have to AND the x variable and y variable. That is AND operation have to be performed with x column and y column. Then x dash z have to be found. Before finding x dash z, so we have to find x dash alone. So here is x and x dash have to be found. After that we have to consider that x dash column and the z column. That x dash and z column have to be considered for performing the AND operation. So after finding x, y and x dash z, we have to combine the two columns and we have to perform OR operation with that two columns, right? So first we have to find x, y and x dash have to be find out. After that x, z have to be found. Then f can be found. So f is a combination, that is the product term xy and x dash z or ORed here, right? Xy plus x dash z is f. So this and this have to be ORed. Okay, so those intermediate columns are missed here. They directly return the value of output Boolean function f. So here already discussed that the sum of minterms can be considered with the Boolean function which is having the values 1, right? Those minterms have to be considered. So here we are having the value 1 which takes the minterm 0, 0, 1. 0, 0, 1 is m1, right? And here is 1, that is 0, 1, 1. 0, 1, 1 is m3. And here is 1, that is 1, 1, 0. 1, 1, 0 is 6. And here is 1, that is triple 1. Triple 1 is m7, that is m7 here. Okay, so this is sum of minterm. So how can we find the product of max term? So we have to take complement of f dash. We have to take complement of f dash. That is, we have to, for product of max terms, we have to consider the output Boolean function which is having the value 0. That means those minterms have to be considered. Here we are having the minterms m0, m2, m4, m5. These minterms are having the value 0. So first we have to consider the Boolean function as f dash, and we have to write the minterms first. Okay, we have to write the minterms with the Boolean function. For the Boolean functions, those values are 0. The output values are 0. Those minterms have to be considered. So we have to consider the minterms here. So x dash, y dash, z dash plus, and the next 0 is this one, that is x dash, y, z dash, and the next one is x, y dash, z dash, and the next one is x, y dash, z, right? So this is f dash. We are considering it as f dash. So what we have to do? We have to take complement on both sides. So we have discussed this in the previous slide. The same thing have to be followed here. So while taking complement on both sides, this f dash becomes f, and x dash, y dash, z dash becomes x plus y plus z, right? X dash dot y dash dot z dash becomes x plus y plus z. X plus y plus z is nothing but capital M naught, right? Capital M naught. Then this is x dash y dash, x dash y z dash. So this is considered as x dash. Okay, so this is considered as x plus y dash plus z. So it is nothing but m2. M2. And this is considered as x dot y dash z dash. This is considered as x dash plus y plus z. So this is m, capital M4. Max term is M4. And x y dash z is considered as x dash plus y plus z dash. So this is capital M5. Okay. So this is product of max terms. Okay. So to convert from one canonical form to another, interchange the symbols summation and pi. So for sum of min terms, this is summation symbol, and product of max terms we have to use pi, and list those numbers missing from the original form. So list those numbers from numbers missing from the original form. So if you are given with sum of min terms as f is equal to summation of 1, 3, 6, 7, then we can directly write the product of max terms. How can we write that product of max terms? So we have to change the symbol. Summation is changed as pi, and what are the min terms missing here that can be considered for product of max terms. So simple. You can go in that way. Okay. So how we got this is I have explained here. So in shortcut we can directly convert the one canonical form to another canonical form. That is sum of min term can be converted to product of max terms. So if you are given with sum of min terms, if you want to find product of max term, the symbol have to be changed. That is summation have to be changed as pi, and what are the min terms given, what are the min terms missing in the sum of min terms have to be considered for product of max term. That's it. So this is conversion between canonical forms. Next is standard form. So far previously we have discussed canonical form. So all the see here all the terms in the functions or consist of all the variables. The term consists of all the variables. So no term is missed with any variable. So here, so it is a 3 variable Boolean function. So this is one term. This term is consists of all the 3 variable. Then this term, this is the next term. This consists of all the variables. Similarly, each and every term in the canonical form is consisting of all the variables, right? And what is a standard form? All the variables will not present there. Okay. So before seeing the example, we already discussed that standard form is classified into two types. That is the sum of product and product of sum. So this standard form is another way to express the Boolean function, right? So this standard form is classified as sum of products, that is SOP form, and product of sum, that is POS form. So here is an example for sum of products. So the product terms are summed here. Product terms are summed here. So this is y dash. This is a single variable. We can't able to get the difference of product here because it is a single variable term. See here it is xy, x dot y, that is a product term. Here is x dash y z dash. So this is a product term. So these product terms are summed here. So sum of products. Okay. And product of sum is x into y dash plus z into x dash plus y plus z dash. See here. So this is a term which consists of two variable. So here we are having a plus symbol. Plus symbol is sum term. We are having a sum term. See here. So this is another one term. So this is a plus symbol here. So this is considered as another one sum term. So the sum terms are product here. Sum terms are producted here. So it is product of sum. Okay. And also look into this Boolean function, both the sum of product and product of sum. Each and every term, some variables are missing here. Some variables are missing here. So just remember that in standard form, each and every term there may be missing variable, whereas for canonical form, each and every term consists of all the variables. Okay. So this is a diagrammatic representation. That is for this Boolean function, the circuit diagram is given here. This is sum of product, and for product of sum, the circuit diagram is given here. See here, the product terms are AND. Using AND gate, we are forming the product term, and making use of the OR gate, we are summing the product term. So sum of product, right? And what about this product of sum? The sum terms are connected to OR gate here, and the output of OR gate is connected to AND gate, so that we can get the product of sum. So next is an example. In this example, we are going to discuss how to convert a Boolean function which is of standard form. That standard form Boolean function can be expressed in canonical form. Okay, so the problem is express the Boolean function f is equal to a plus b dash c in a sum of minterms form. So actually this Boolean function is of sum of product. So we have to convert the sum of product into sum of minterms. So how we concluded this as sum of product? See here, this Boolean function is a 3 variable function. ABC are the 3 variables involved here. So this Boolean function is a 3 variable function. So and this Boolean function consists of 2 terms. So this is one term and this is another one term. So this is a sum of product term. So this sum of product term, that is the standard form, have to be converted to sum of minterms. So we have to follow the procedure. So what procedure is followed here is, we have to check each and every term in the Boolean function. If any of the term is missed with any variable, the missing variables or term have to be unded here. Missing variables or term have to be unded here. So consider this first term in the Boolean function, it is a. So it is missed with the variable b and c, right? It is missed with the variable b and c. So first we have to include the missed variable b here. After that we have to include the missed variable c. Okay, so for the term a, the missing variable is b, missing variable or term is b plus b dash. So b plus b dash is unded here. Here a dot b plus b dash, it is written like this. So we are having an and here, and operator here, right? A into is a dot of b plus b dash, right? So simply remember that this missing variables or term have to be and here. Okay, so after applying including this, we have to apply the distributive law here. So a into b plus b dash can be written as ab plus ab dash, right? So see here, so we are having only one term here after including the missing variable, that is we are including the missed variable, one variable only, so that we can able to get two terms. Okay, so still we are having the missing variable c here. So this two term is missed with the variable c. So we have to follow the same procedure, ab into c plus c dash. We have to we have to include the or term of the missing variable, that is unding the or term of the missing variable, right? C plus c dash is unded here and here also, and again we have to use the distributive law. So this becomes ABC. AB into C plus C dash becomes ABC plus ABC dash. Then this becomes AB dash C and AB dash C dash. Right? See here. So actually we are having only 2 term. After including the missing variable, it becomes 4 term, right? See, now check all the terms consist of all the variable. There is no missing variable here. So these becomes the min terms, right? So this is for a single term A. For A, we are having these number of terms. And also we have to follow the same thing for B dash C. So for B dash C, the missing variable is A. So A plus A dash, that is OR term. OR term have to be unded here. So B dash C dot A plus A dash, right? So by applying the distributive law, this becomes A B dash C plus A dash B dash C. Okay. So this is for the term B dash C. We are having the 2 terms, right? So totally we are having, so this A consists of, the term A consists of 4 terms and this B dash C consists of 2 terms. So we have to combine all the terms. So if any of the min term is repeating, so we can consider it as ones. Okay. See here. Here is A B dash C. Here is also A B dash C. So we can consider it as ones. So totally out of 6 terms, we are having 5 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because this A B dash C occurs twice. So it can be considered ones. Right? So this is written here, A B dash C plus A B dash C dash plus A B dash C plus A B C dash plus A B C. And what are the min term representation here? For A dash B dash C, it is M1. And next is M4, M5, M6 and M7. So M1 plus M4 plus M5 plus M6 plus M7. So we can represent this as f of ABC equal to summation of 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? So the given Boolean function is of the form standard form. Right? Standard form. In that standard form, it is given as sum of product. Okay. So this sum of product is converted to, that is the standard form is converted to canonical form. The sum of product is converted to sum of min term. Okay. So this is sum of min term. This is sum of min term. For this sum of product, we have found the sum of min term here. Right. So we have to check with the each and every term of the Boolean function. If any of the variable is missing, the missing variables or term have to be unded. And applying distributive law, we can obtain the sum of min terms. Okay, so this is the way we have to perform for converting a sum of product to sum of min terms. So next is product of max terms. Product of max terms is the same thing. The function is product of sum. That product of sum have to be converted to product of max term. Okay. So here is an example Boolean function. So this Boolean function is f is equal to xy plus x dash z. So what is the form of this Boolean function? Actually, what we have discussed, if it is given with product of sum, then it is easy to convert to product of max term. See here, this expression is of the form sum of product, right? Sum of product have to be converted to product of sum first. Okay, if it is directly given with product of sum, then we can perform the or we can convert the product of max term. Okay, so actually the Boolean function is given as sum of product. So this sum of product is first converted to product of sum. So how it is converted? So using distributive law. So using distributive law, we have to convert the sum of product to product of sum. So how it is performed? So the given Boolean function is f is equal to xy plus x dash z. So by using distributive law, so this sum of product is written as xy plus x dash into xy plus z. So xy plus x dash and xy plus z. Okay. And again for this we have to apply the distributive law. So xy plus x dash can be written as x plus x dash and y plus x dash. Okay. And for this also x plus y into y plus z. So in this way we have expanded the, or we have converted the sum of product to product of sum. Okay. So see here the term x plus x dash is here. So what is x plus x dash? By the Boolean laws and theorem we have discussed in the previous video, x plus x dash is 1. Okay. 1 dot the remaining terms becomes the remaining term. Okay. So here actually there are 4 sum terms. So in this x plus x dash is considered as 1. So we will be getting the remaining 3 sum terms. Okay. So then after now it is product of sum. The expression is converted to product of sum. So this product of sum can be converted to product of max term. So how it can be converted? The same procedure we have discussed in the sum of min terms. So that the complement operation have to be performed here, right? So here the missing variable and term have to be ORed here. So see here the first sum term is x dash plus y. So in this x dash plus y the missing variable is z. So the missing variable z and term z dot z dash, that and term have to be ORed here. Okay. So again applying the distributive law, so this becomes x dash plus y plus z into x dash plus y plus z dash. Okay. So for all the remaining sum terms we have to perform in same manner so that we can get the max terms here. Those max terms have to be producted. So here all the terms max terms are product. So we obtained the product of max terms. Okay. And we can express this as f of xy z equal to pi of 0 to 4 5, 0 comma 2 comma 4 comma 5. Okay. So first if the Boolean function is directly given as product of sum, then we can perform the operation directly. That is the conversion from product of sum to product of max term can be directly performed. Okay. So if it is given with sum of product, then sum of product have to be converted to product of sum. After that we have to include the missing variable. So the missing variables and term have to be ORed here. Missing variables and term have to be ORed here. Okay. So by applying distributive law here also, for converting the sum of product to product of sum we are using the distributive law. And also here for while including the missing variables and term, that is ORed here. So for expanding this also we are using the distributive law. Okay. Finally combining all the terms, all the max terms, if any of the max term is repeated, it can be considered once. So here this term consists of 2 term, this consists of 2 term, this consists of 2 term. Totally we will be having 6 term, 6 sum term. So that is 6 max terms. So out of 6 max terms we have considered only the 4 max terms. So which are all repeating. So here x plus y plus z, here also x plus y plus z. It is considered once. And another one repeating term is this one, x dash plus y plus z and x dash plus y plus z. It is repeated, so it is considered once. So the terms are repeating, it can be considered only once. So this is the way we can find out the product of max terms. So next is digital logic gates. So we are all well versed with this. The basic symbols, basic operations are and, or, not, NAND, NOR, XOR, exclusive, NOR, all those things. So here the graphical symbols and truth tables of the gates are given here. Okay, so for AND gate, for AND the graphical symbol is this one and the expression is f is equal to xy, and the truth table is inputs are x and y, output is f. So if all the inputs are 1, then the output is 1, otherwise the output is 0. So for AND gate, if all the inputs are 1, then only the output will be 1. For all the remaining, it will be 0. And what about OR? OR symbol is this one. OR expression is f is equal to x plus y. And what about the truth table? If any one of the input is 1, then the output is 1. Okay, so if all the inputs are 0, then the output is 0. If any one of the input is 1, then output is 1. Okay, so this is the OR gate. And inverter is NOT gate. So this is symbol of NOT gate, and the expression is f is equal to x dash. And the truth table is, the output value is complemented. The output is the complement of input, right? So 0 is 1, 1 is 0. Okay, and this is a buffer symbol. So buffer is it is considered as a temporary storage. So what the input is given, that is we can get it as output. So for 0 the output is 0, for 1 the output is 1. So it is considered as a temporary storage. And for don't bother about this. The next is we have to remember about this NAND gate, NOR gate and all. So NAND gate is opposite of AND gate. NAND gate is opposite of AND gate. That is AND plus NOT is NAND. Okay, so we have to take complement for the AND. So the expression can be written as f is equal to xy the whole dash, right? And the truth table is the opposite of AND gate. So AND gate is, if all the inputs are 1, then only the output will be 1. But for NAND gate, if all the inputs are 1, then the output is 0, and the remaining will be 1. Okay, and for NOR gate, so the symbol is we have to take complement for OR operation. So we have to put an OR gate, and at the end we have to use a inverter here. Okay, the symbol expression is f is equal to x plus y the whole dash, x plus y the whole dash. And the truth table is, it is opposite of OR gate. So NOR is nothing but OR plus NOT, OR plus NOT or NOT plus OR, that is NOR. Okay, so then the truth table will be opposite of OR gate. So here if all the inputs are 0, then the output is 1. Okay, if any one of the input is 1, then the output is 0. Okay, this is opposite of OR gate. And exclusive OR, the symbol is we have to include a curve in front of that OR gate, that is the symbol of XOR gate. And the expression is f is equal to xy dash plus x dash y. This can be simply written as x plus with circle y. So x plus with circle. Okay, x plus with circle y. And the truth table is, if the inputs are same, the output is 0. See here, 0 0, so the output is 0. 1 1, the output is 0. Whereas if the inputs are different, the output is 1. Okay, so for XOR gate, if the inputs are same, the output is 0, and if the inputs are different, the output is 1. And the next is exclusive NOR. Exclusive NOR is the opposite of XOR. So we have to put a bubble here. Okay. So it is simply represented as, it is actually represented as f is equal to xy plus x dash y dash. That can be represented as x plus with circle y whole dash. Okay. The complement of XOR is XNOR. So we have to represent it as x plus with circle y the whole dash. And what about the truth table? The truth table is opposite of XOR. So if the inputs are same, the output is 1. So if the inputs are same, 0, 0, here is 1, 1. The inputs are same, the output is 1. Right? If the inputs are different, so here it is 0, 1, here is 1, 0. So if the inputs are different, the output is 0. Okay. So these are the logic gate symbol and the Boolean function or the algebraic function of each and every gates and the truth table of all the gates. Thank you.